Kron.
What's up?
Check this out, man. See this?
Mm-hmm.
Mistletoe belt buckle.
All right.
Can't lose.
Get my lips nice and moist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I didn't think you were.
But it's a good joke. It's I feel like a lot of the regulars, the bums outside, they'll get a kick out of it.
Yeah, they might want to make a buck or something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you could give it a shot, dude.
Yeah, speaking of the bums, have their shits been getting smaller? Because they're more frequent now, but I'm seeing a lot of little poops throughout the store. Yeah.
Oh, you little fucking shit. God damn it.
What?
Dan might have stepped in some pellets.
Yeah.
Fucking wrapped around my hand. Shit. Frisky, slippery little bastard. Fuck.
It sounds like he's describing a multitude of turds. What,
No, the cats. I brought the cats in. I found the cats. I put them on the top shelves so hoping the fur would, dust off a little bit. These fucking, god damn it, it's fucking bit the shit out of me. Probably need a shot.
The fur's just going to drift down all over everything.
Yeah, if anything, you've made it easier. Wait, you
one
brought
big fur ball plus the dust.
You brought cats into the store.
Yeah, I found it the other night. There's a litter of cats when you made me take out the trash. Even though I was acting manager that week. Well, I am taking out the fucking trash. And yeah, I brought him in the store because it's cold outside. I'm not a heartless bastard.
That's kind of sweet. It's kind of sweet.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
I mean,
I just would have liked to have known.
They're shitting in the porn room.
That's what that is.
It's not just the porn room. It's
It's everywhere.
It's fucking everywhere.
I put litter all over at one corner of the porn room.
Well, we either need to, I guess, do clean that out. Like what? I'm not a cat person.
Honestly, I
me,
forgot.
not cat people.
I thought the wall was evolving.
I just keep kind of covering it when I.
Yeah. Okay.
It smells good in there when you cover it.
So
No, it doesn't.
And that was the throw up cat litter. So that means we don't have any of that, right?
Yeah, that's what that was.
I'm going to borrow my mom's carpet cleaner.
Raul?
No. The actual machine.
That
Kron.
stays.
The rainbow.
He was nice to the cats, but mean to the carpet cleaner.
No, you're cleaning the carpets for that one. You just earned your spot there.
Why do we have carpet in here anyway? In the porno room. This is a bad...
Why don't we just fill the moat up with cat litter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, that's a good idea.
Right?
I think I soaks up liquid.
Yeah, it'll soak up the liquid. They could take a shit.
Watch out, Kron. You're about to step on Titus. Watch out.
Titus.
Yeah, I already named them all.
Oh, list them off, buddy.
We got Titus. We got Big Mo Blue. He plays the blues. We got Justin.
Wow.
Then
some normal names for these cats.
Well, yeah, you always got to have a normal one. Then you got Orangey, because, he's orange. And then you got Flucky. And then you got Chunkies.
Which is it? I want to make
Fluckies.
sure
It's Fluckies.
It's Flucky.
Fluckies. And then Air Jordan.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the one that fucking scratched the shit out of me.
Hates to lose.
And then I think
Fuck
there
them
might
kittens.
be
Drive of a champion.
a Sweet Virginia. And then
There
Mama
might-
Cat, of course.
There might be.
Yeah, I kind of lost count. I don't know how many there are.
So there could be more than the ones you named.
I could have named one of them twice, honestly. Listen, guys. All right, don't worry about all this, okay? I'll get the carpet cleaner. I'm going to clean up the litter. I'm gonna set up a fucking like internet thing to adopt them. It's gonna be good for our image and shit of making this place, family friendly environment. But anyway, I'll do that. Let me put on a movie for you guys that we just got in. Check this out. It's Cat People from 1982. Welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals podcast. We are the Video Store podcast, where each week we take turns picking a fun flick that we think meets a fun non-genre category. This round's category is Never Rub Another Man's Rhubarb. And this week's pick is Cat People from 1982. A exotic journey about the animal in all of us. I'll be your host tonight, Dan. I'm here, as always, with my other two frisky co-hosts, Kron Howard and Bones. How y'all doing tonight?
I tell you what, I'm feeling wild at heart, Dan.
Oh. You must have finished the book, folks.
No.
What?
I can't get past that part where it tells me that I should demand more,
I can't get past the cover.
I like that you got your favorite quote from it tattooed on your arm.
Me? Or Bones?
No, Bones.
Mm-hmm. It's actually the author's biography.
Not much there.
Just from the back slip, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kron, what is the cat that you would choose to be?
What's the cat I would choose to be?
Yeah, if you die and were reborn as a cat, what would it be? You'd be in a Siamese or Maine Coon.
I'm going to take a Tony the Tiger.
Ooh, that's a good one. Bones?
Eating up all them Frosted Flakes.
That's a lot of sugar.
I was just going to say generic lion, right? King of the jungle, you fuck all day.
So you're a wild lion,
you don't really
not zoo lion.
Oh, fuck that.
Only if you're on the top, dude.
Sexual position?
And I wouldn't be?
No, you got to be the leader of the fucking tribe, dude.
And I wouldn't be?
I don't know.
Isn't it weird that all cats do doggy?
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Well, I think the difference, it's not doggy because the female is in a kneeling position, like a kraut, they're totally on their stomach.
We need to get a Karma Sutra.
So the next time you're the next time you're going at it and they're in a plank position, you could probably call that cat mode, not doggy.
I think the lady is just tired and because he's been going for so long, because it's the king of the motherfucking jungle.
Yeah, they start out on fours and they're on their elbow, then they're smashing their face into the pillow. Then if you're long enough, they're completely flat.
And then they're like, I need a break.
Yeah, I'd be a lion. Did you have an answer?
Cheetah. I mean.
All right.
Quick. Get out of there.
Some of those Arctic cats look pretty adorable.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as long. They're a little bit more fluffy. They're short and kind of stocky.
There's a snow leopard. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty lonely up there just by yourself. Hanging out.
Yeah, it's probably what I would be.
Yeah. But hey, we never know what's going to happen after death, guys. We could all become dung beetles. I don't know. Who knows?
I would roll the best shitball. Way better than the two of you would roll.
Go for it, buddy. It's
You
a
guys
crown
are-
I don't want.
You guys are my two favorite shitballs.
What if we might be on the last level of that, right? If that reincarnation cycle starts, maybe we've already been dung beetles and lions and the human was the last stage.
I think you just start over, though, right? You become a blade of grass again.
You prestige?
Yeah.
That'd be a bummer. I'm so ready to be done.
You get another shot at all of it over again.
Please, sweet death, take me. But that's what we're not here for that. I'm going to take you through Cat People from 1982, directed by Paul Schrader. Was this a first watch for you guys?
Yes, sir.
You know it, Dan.
All right. Me as well. I always heard about it, but, here we are now. I'm about to go through this fucking thing. You guys want to give out any first thoughts, or are you guys keeping it close to the chest tonight?
Have we talked about the category a little bit and what we've covered already?
Oh, yeah. Never rub another man's rhubarb was Kron Howard's category here. The exotic thriller is what this is. He brought us erotic or exotic.
You made it exotic.
Yeah,
I did. He brought us Body Double by none other than Brian De Palma. We went into the 90s, 1995 with Jade for Bones' pick. And we're going to round it out here with a little horror erotica with Cat People from 1982. So, yeah. It's a good category, I think. Pretty well rounded.
Dan, now if I remember correctly, you bought this on a beautiful Blu-ray.
Oh, yes, I did.
How'd it look?
It looked great. I thought it looked pretty good.
Did you watch all the bonus features?
I did watch the interview with Mr. Schrader, and I did watch the interview with Mr. McDowell. And it had a couple others on there, but...
Schrader, I hardly knew her.
They're going to be coming all night, folks. But yeah, no commentary track or anything like that. That's what I kind of planned on doing last night, but I got to the bonus stuff and I was like, oh, okay. Apparently not, Scream Factory.
He saves that for his Facebook feed, right?
He's pretty out there with going on podcasts and discussing. A lot of the times I looked today on Spotify and a lot of it was like First Reformed and like the Card Counter and stuff like that. So not a lot from his past. I think there was one about like American Gigolo, which is what he directed before this one. So I never heard back from his people. Sorry, guys.
That's fine.
I email all the people I do for my movies to hopefully one day get that director.
Paul Schrader at Gmail. Paul Schrader 1 at Gmail.
And so on.
After 1, you should just skip to 69 and then 420. Then 69, 420.
I could see him being a 6. Yeah. There's a 69 in his passcode on something. Right?
He's one of those old guys. It's probably password 2. Password 3.
Kron Howard, this is your category. Was this pervy enough? Was this sexy enough?
I don't know.
You're the expert now.
We can get into it maybe more towards the end of the film coverage, but I feel like there might be a revenge down the line where you two take another swing at this category.
Really?
Ouch.
Wow. I mean, you got De Palma. Like, what else are we supposed to do?
Yeah, but the category was erotic thriller. I mean, Jade was a movie where people cry during intercourse, and this is some sort of brother-sister fuckfest.
Damn. All right. I thought Jade was erotic thriller as hell.
I mean, I think it counts. I think it counts as an erotic thriller, but
Jesus,
it's not a cheery one. No one's having a good time.
Body Double wasn't cheery.
What is
people were having
cheery
a good
about
time.
erotic thrillers?
Yeah.
People had a good time.
The point is to get a boner and feel bad about it.
Yeah,
It's a suspenseful movie.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. Thriller, Kron. You're forgetting the thriller part.
I think
Thriller, I better know her.
you're forgetting the thriller part.
And then 360 here. Good night, folks. I'm forgetting that
Yeah, what about this was thrilling to you?
people turned into fucking panthers. How's that not thrilling?
It's just
A guy chases a lady up a tree. That's about as suspenseful as it gets.
no, it's not.
Yeah, damn.
Are you defending it now?
What, the movie?
Yeah. That it
No,
gets
I'm
more
agreeing.
suspense.
This is not very thrilling.
Oh.
I just can't impress you.
That's the point of the category, though, right? I mean, that's why we pick stuff.
Yes, I learned what you two interpret as eroticism. And I wish I'd kept those doors closed.
Jade is largely about female sexual empowerment.
That's true. It is.
She cries
So-
the entire time.
Well, with her
Because
fucking
she's
asshole
unhappy.
husband, but whenever
She's unhappy.
whenever she's forcing those dudes into her muff at the fuck
stomping
house,
on their dicks.
yeah, she's having a fucking blast. She even admits
yeah,
it.
dude.
Until she
I had a
stops and
blast.
starts crying.
Well, that's after the dude's been murdering her.
You know.
Yeah.
She takes
going
that-
That's
down
when you get into the thrills part. Yeah, you got to have
She
a dip
takes
in the
that
story.
bank robbery
Listen
mask
to
off
our
her head
episode
and
on
has a
Jade.
terrible time.
Yeah, you got to lose stuff, right? And then you gotta
Kron,
come
where
back
was all
changed.
this? Where was all this whenever we were discussing Jade last week?
I wanted to round out the category before I made up my mind.
Oh my god. We got to get through cat people first.
Dan, remember when he had that category, and then he got mad at us for taking it too literal because he said olden times and all that bullshit, and you and I picked.
We
olden
corrected the
time.
course.
Yeah, we picked old time movies, and he was like, "You guys took that shit too literal." And now we branch off a little bit. Can't fucking win with this guy. Keeping us on our toes. This guy does. Thank you, Kron. Keep
You
me
have
spry.
to see the reviews that say, I love the variety of this show. I got to sneeze. No, maybe not.
You go ahead and sneeze, and while I would say,
No,
while you're speaking of reviews, we could use some. Just hit that
Get on
little.
that.
It's pretty easy. It's helpful.
Yeah, hit all 5 stars.
All right. Well, now that Kron Howard has given us some ammunition at the end of this for Rate My Letterboxd, are we ready? Are we ready to get into this?
Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
We're already an hour and a half behind.
I don't-
schedule, so.
I don't know why you're upset because this literally starts off with fucking skeletons.
Yeah, that part was cool. I was hooked at the opening and then confused. And
This is so straightforward. It's not even funny.
not enticed
not-
ever. Not
Not really funny.
aroused.
I can't wait to hear Dan's notes on this, because there were times where I thought, nothing happened. What's he going to write here?
Cat People, 1982, directed by Paul Schrader. We start with the color red, gentlemen, with sand blowing over skeletons. You're welcome, Kron. That's my note.
Yeah. I wrote down off to a good start.
We got a roaring Black Panther. Village people, they're collecting water from a well. We're panning through this gnarly ass land.
Village people?
Yeah, the village people.
Cop and the
Can you name
construction
them all?
guy. Cop, construction guy, Indian.
Don't give them any clues.
Wasn't there just like a leather guy?
Is there a sailor? There is there's like a biker leather guy.
Yeah, Sailor. That's 5. How many village people were there?
You tell me.
I'm going with 5. We got them all. There's probably like a B squad guy they pulled in at some point.
I want to say 6.
Gimp mask.
I'm seeing 6. I'm seeing S&M guy, bike cop, construction worker. Actually, he looks more like public works, like electrical company.
He's in a union.
Cowboy, Indian. It's crazy that they get along.
Yeah.
And then in this one, it looks like Army, standard military guy. He's flipping between Navy and Army stuff. But there are 6 village people.
Thank you for referencing your bookmarks for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's my desktop background.
You love what you love. We got some tribal
Wouldn't you be
dudes.
bummed if you weren't one of the guys that got to do one of the YMCAs? Because there's 6 of you, right?
No, because then you'd be pegged with doing that all the time. That was an untasteful joke.
Don't they all do the letters, though?
If you would have moved past it, it would have been fine.
YMCA.
Oh, do they all do it?
4.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know. I only have it as a desktop, Kron. You have it in a GIF.
They might take turns, I guess. All right, we got some tribal dudes. They come and take a woman to a tree on a hill. They tie her to this tree. Night falls, and the woman is still tied up at that tree. One of our Black Panthers arrives.
Did you guys notice that the EP on this was Jerry Bruckheimer? Do you think that's the tree that always gets hit by lightning at the end of every one of his TV shows?
Big hockey guy. That's a good question for whenever Mr. Bruckheimer finally comes on the show.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask him personally.
You're the only guy to figure that out.
Yeah. It's the cat people tree, right?
Man.
Is there a panther in it?
That'd be a coke-heavy episode. I feel like you can only interview Brockheimer on coke.
I think it's just a road and a tree and then lightning strikes.
You go down the road and then you see the tree and it...
Is that how you go down the road?
People aren't seeing my hand movements.
Okay.
These are fucking awesome.
There's something wrong with your car.
Yeah, it's got too much fucking torque.
Somebody cut the brakes.
Hey, Jade.
Here it is. Yeah, quit referencing Jade, Kron.
Yeah.
Plus your Jade privileges, dude. A panther arrives, approaches the woman, and jumps up on her. We cut to the next morning. A woman in a black cloak leads another woman down to a den under the tree where we just were. A panther is present in the den. As the woman approaches, they stare at each other. We fade into the modern world with our main character, Irina. She arrives in New Orleans. We got a man. He starts to follow her. He introduces himself as Paul.
Isn't it a huge fucking fault that there's not a Zydeco band or like there's not a Mardi Gras mask or anything in this fucking airport? Like you would not know that this was New Orleans until he says, "Welcome to New Orleans." Shouldn't there be something? I'm sure they just shot it on a back lot or fucking LA airport, but
so I fly into Chicago. What am I supposed to see?
The Bears.
Deep dish pizza.
Yep. Sears Tower. Is it even the Sears Tower anymore?
Your drunk uncle.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta have to take an Uber.
Dr. Richard Kimball.
Oprah.
Oprah's good. That's Chicago.
Obama.
Yes, we can.
And Kron.
Harry Carey.
Also, cats. Remember?
Oh, yeah, because they're running the rampant in Chicago.
Then they release him to kill the rats.
Quick update. Chicago's now half human, half cat.
360, folks. What episode was that? Was a rewind.
I think that was a rewind. Back when we put effort into rewinds.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He introduces himself as Paul. This is Malcolm McDowell, made famous by A Clockwork Orange and Caligula. And he says that
Well.
Hi,
Mr.
my brother. He says
He's been on this podcast before, Dan.
That is true. The class of 1999. Go check out that episode with the Horror Drafts podcast. They were fine enough to join us for that. What's the category's name?
Microsoft, more like hard to kill / software upgrade.
Yep. It's a good one. We also covered Lawnmower Man and Eve of Destruction.
I'm going to forget all of the movies that we covered if I'm going to have to try to remember all the names of these cats in the store.
I
don't
remember. Sweet Virginia. I remember.
Virginia Slim.
Titus, Air Jordan,
Titus.
Flunky,
Jeremy.
Flucky,
Jeremy was fun.
Orangey,
Orangey.
Mama Cat.
And the mom cat, yeah.
Orangey's just going to become Orgy, right?
I have no idea. All right, he introduces himself
leaves
as
me in
Paul.
stitches.
She says she's Irina. Paul says, I know. He welcomes her and states she wanted to get to NOLA. That's NOLA is NOLA. It stands for New Orleans, Louisiana. As fast as she could. We cut to Irina and Paul arriving at his house. We meet Famali. Famali explains her name and shows the house to Irina. We cut to dinner.
We can't blow over that, right?
Her name?
The explanation of the name.
I didn't even write it down.
Okay.
I think it was on her birth certificate. They just wrote female.
Female, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't read English very well or understand English very well. So that prompted me. If you had to repronounce your name, how would you do it? Like, would it just be Kron?
The Holy Book.
Kron?
Can't say that. Carown.
Like Boness? Bonice? Bioness?
Landrea.
Damn, that shit sounds real as hell. Like you own a
beautiful.
salon. Yeah. You got a backlog. I can't get an appointment with you for nothing. Holy shit.
What do I say? You know? I cut good. I cut real good. And deep.
I could do without the fact that she makes you read the Quran while you get your hair did, though.
Out loud.
Don't stop.
I don't know these words.
All right. They have dinner. Irina reveals that she forgot to call the Robinsons. We learned that she was they were both in an orphanage, and this was the family that took in Irina, and this is why they were separated. Paul does make a comment that they were tore apart by the adoption house. Irina talks about the Robinsons. Paul kind of interrupts her and says, "Did they ever tell you about how our parents died?" She said, "Yeah, kinda." And he asked if they told him or if they told her about him. She says she was only 4 at the time, but she would also fantasize about him coming to rescue her from the orphanage before the Robinsons picked her up. Paul says, "I have a surprise for you," and brings her upstairs to a ton of circus memorabilia in a display case upstairs. Because apparently their grandpa used to run a circus.
How did Paul end up back in the house?
maybe Flamali kept him? Was that the orphanage house? No.
They both went to... Yeah.
Was that his old house?
I guess I took it as such because he had all that memorabilia and shit, but I guess it's quite possible that he just got independent wealthy and then just found all that shit back. So never mind.
Yeah, I just thought he was some kind of circus memorabilia collector.
I mean, his dad ran the circus, so this is probably shit that was just given to him.
How's he making his income? Is he a cat burglar?
I don't know. He disappears for days on end. I mean,
he's a minister, right?
Yeah, that's tax free, man. They're not gonna ask any
he's
questions.
making out. Holy shit!
Fuck,
I got a plane and shit.
I mean, fuck, he disappears for 2-3 days. They don't even ask questions.
Make sure you put cash in the plate.
Bitch.
No checks.
They kind of have a little moment here, juggling and shit, singing a song. He kind of hugs her and kind of smells along her neck, which she kind of backs away.
The touching starts immediately.
Yeah.
Even at the payphone, he was...
Paul's into his sister, guys. We cut to that night.
What?
Irina's sleeping. Paul goes upstairs. Flamali kind of gives him a look like, hey, guy, maybe you shouldn't do that. But he goes anyway. He goes into Irina's room. This is where we get the nice little leap up onto the foot of the bed there. And
looks
he kind
good.
of stares down at her. This was a reverse shot that Schrader used.
Boo.
Yeah.
Look good.
Looks good, but it looked good because I thought that McDowell had that,
finesse,
that athleticism.
I don't know if he's got that Clockwork Orange.
The physicality that is wasted
vibe
on cats.
I mean, if you could believe two people were cats, would it not be these two lead characters?
They have to be cast for their looks, right?
Oh,
because it's not skill.
I mean, I think Malcolm McDowell's a decent actor.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen Cats? Because neither one of these two made the cut.
They're too old now. That's a Taylor Swift game.
Wasn't Judi Dench a cat, though?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's the dame, Judi Dench.
I'm sorry.
To you, sir.
I know her as M, so...
All right, we cut to a woman. She's arriving at a sleazy-ass hotel, motel, whatever this is. She checks in with the guy. He says, you're late.
House.
It's a fuck house. She goes upstairs. She's a hooker, y'all. And she goes into the room. She's making jokes. She's starting to strip down. But the dude's... She thinks he's in the bathroom, and he's not really talking back.
I'm shitting. Get ready.
You got a lighter?
I'll be
Light
out
a match.
38 minutes.
I guess a hooker would be the
Fucking
one lady
Taco
I wouldn't be nervous shitting in front of, right?
I'm
paying.
Not right in front of her.
Yeah.
She's like, that's another 2,000.
Maybe at the end, but not at the beginning.
All right, she puts her hand into some slimy goo on the bed, and she kind of notices something sticking out up from under the bed. Got some good goo, slimy goo in this movie.
Kind of looks like a something you'd get at a magic shop or something. It looks plastic.
Did they make a clear gack?
Gack. Nobody knows what that is.
Gack
was like the first slime, though. Now slime, I'll tell you this, I have kids.
Mm-hmm. What's the new slime?
Is slime. It's everywhere. They got your homemade kits where you can make it at the house.
These kids are sliming each other.
Buckets. It's terrible, dude.
I remember there was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle like ooze or slime that came in a like almost Play-Doh style container that you occasionally you'd have to like add water to get it, but you could, do the slinky thing in your hands.
Dan.
Brewster's Millions.
Get a fucking load of Brewster's Millions over here that had the...
I didn't say I had it.
Had the slime factory layout for the turtle.
I was lucky I got
And I admitted that
Donatello with 2 arms.
I had to put some water on that damn shit in order for it to work.
Now he's admitting he had it.
Mm-hmm.
At my buddy's house.
He probably had every character.
Yeah,
He probably even had Casey Jones.
When you brought it over?
I had fucking Casey Jones. I had the van that had fucking the sewer shooter on the top, and it had a door that swung open with like a pizza shooter.
Guy.
Oh yeah.
Don't you ever complain about your childhood ever again? That is a good childhood.
That toy didn't make up for lack of love, buddy.
Yes, it does. Shut up. Shut up and play with your toy.
I had an old castle. I had an old Castle Grayskull where my Ninja Turtles battled it out.
That's cool.
I got a stick.
Cross
I go
the
pick
knee.
it myself.
Mm-hmm.
You joke, but we are from that age. I
got hit with
Still had
mini
to do it.
sticks.
Yeah.
by my grandpa. Yes,
I got hit. I had a bat cave. It was the Wayne Manor, and it opened up. It was like a tri-sectional thing, and you could put Bruce Wayne in this thing and spin it, and it would come out, and you'd have your Batman action figure.
This is just like our house, Daddy. That's right, little bones. Sure is.
What are you trying to say?
Open
little
on 3
bones?
sides.
You want me and your mother to get murdered? No, Daddy. We're never going to the theater.
Oh, I was constantly begging my parents to go to the movies.
Come on, guys. Go on a date.
Can you park in the back so we have to walk to the alley, please?
Smoky ass sewer alley.
Mm-hmm.
Where are your tucks?
I made my mom a fake string of pearls out of Kicks.
I thought it was going to be like toilet paper that you just wet it up and wad it into circles.
Nah. I had to spend all my water to keep my oozy.
Yeah. Slimy. All right, guys. She notices something under the bed. It kind of slaps up against her foot here, and all of a sudden, a goddamn panther comes out and scratches the shit out of her foot.
Is that supposed to be the paw? Because it just kind of lazily
I thought it was the
flops.
tail.
It was a tail at first.
Moves more like a tail.
It was a tail at first, and then he flips around and gets the foot. She escapes by going down the stairs on her hands, or backwards or something. She goes down the stairs pretty quick, screaming.
It was a reverse shot. She actually went up the stairs.
From what she said, the take was like 30 times, and then Schrader added that he wanted her tits to pop out at the end, like on take like 15. So then she had to deal with that as well. And she was pretty upset with that, because he was like, every chick in this movie pretty much has a boob shot. So she was very vocal about not enjoying that. Lynn
Manuel Miranda.
No, that was not her.
I'm not giving you a titty shot.
All right, she escapes down the stairs. She cries out for help. We cut to the police and the New Orleans Zoo showing up to this place. Apparently, the New Orleans Zoo can just get into any fucking murder scene or whatever they want.
Oh, it's a fucking task force.
The zoo sent us. Oh, yeah, send them in. Cop explains it's
Get
a
out of the
leopard.
way, the zoo's here.
Clear the path.
Clear your men out.
CSI, get out.
Your men are contaminating my scene.
Sir, this has nothing to do with an animal. Shut up. Cop explains it's a leopard that attacked a girl.
Get Charlie the baboon on the roof. Give him a rifle.
They notice that the clerk here at the little whorehouse has a camera in the room. So they kind of watch on the video. They want to knock it out and take it back to the zoo. We get a guy from the zoo. He heads up a ladder from outside to shoot it through the window. To put it to sleep. They're not going to kill it. He starts cleaning the window off, and this panther just smashes into the window and knocks him back almost off the ladder. He pulls himself back up and he gets the shot off.
I was pretty impressed with the athleticism on that scene from John Hurt. From the fall over, hanging up underneath the ladder, and then pulling himself, like correcting himself back on the other side. I thought that looked pretty good.
All the animals that you see in this movie are real. There's no puppets or anything like that we'll get to that. But everything is real. So no panthers were hurt during this process.
Sure.
The leopard destroys the room after he gets shot with the sedative that he hits him with there, smashes back into the window. We get a quick cut of Irene waking up from sleep saying, "Paul," and our panther, he passes out. We cut to Irene asking Famali where Paul is, and she said he went into work early. Irina wants to see the sights of the city of New Orleans. She heads down out into NOLA, and she walks around the city taking in the sights.
That guy on the bus
is into her.
Yeah. I just assume that's how I look most of the time. Like that stare that he has. I'm not trying to look like that, but he's got it kind of looks like the drummer for the Black Keys.
Patrick.
Yeah. Just open mouth fucking gaze. Yeah.
I mean, she's a pretty lady.
Yeah.
You got to leer at her to let her know you're into it.
You're just being welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
You can spot the tourists.
As she's going through her tour of New Orleans, she heads down to the church where Paul works, but they say that he didn't show up.
It's a weird-looking church. It looks like a cult
New
meets
Age.
in
We
there.
cut to Irina and a badass cab driver here. She's taking her somewhere. She wants to hit the zoo. She's like, the place is a dump. But she's like, stop here. And she's like, it's your money.
She's got a pair of glasses over another pair of glasses.
Yeah.
She's a badass,
That's
bro.
80s bifocals, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she stops for her anyway, and she goes in and immediately focuses on the panther here. And she starts drawing it. Sketching it, I guess. Gentlemen, did anybody watch the 1942 version of Cat People?
No, sorry.
I'll take that as a no. So this is where the 1942 version starts with the sketching of the cats. We'll have a few more that go through.
Doesn't it seem fucking wild that the people are allowed to just walk up to the bars?
Doesn't it seem wild that all the enclosures are the same size regardless of how big the animal is that goes inside of it?
And that you have wolves, orangutans, big cats, all in the same. Yeah.
I will say
the enclosures suck. It's a concrete floor with nothing.
Like a piece of driftwood in there.
Mm-hmm. 3x3.
I mean, this is 82. I go to the zoo in 2021 and I'm still like, this is terrible. But yes, I will agree. 1982 is bad. This is not the real New Orleans Zoo. This is a set piece. So if that helps.
So yeah, what was it? I don't know. If you get to, if you're building a set for a zoo, this is what you come up with.
He wanted it to be like a gothic design of I don't know.
No, it looks like
it got the gargoyles and shit on top, and well, he even says, one of the guys later on says, like, this place is so out of date, and it needs an upgrade on everything.
Yeah. It looks like the back of a building where you would keep the dumpster. You know what I mean? Like the brick wall, like you just back that thing up to keep it hidden from the alley. It's fucking depressing.
Any zoo is depressing.
Yes, and I recognize that you have to go because you have children, but
I do explain, like, this, they shouldn't be. Honestly, the best zoo that I ever seen was in Colorado Springs. And I actually seen a snow leopard there. But all of the stuff was built into the mountain. So they had grizzly bears, but their whole enclosure was the actual mountain. It wasn't, like, designed.
Right.
I was like, all right, cool. I mean, they're still in a fucking zoo, but yeah, we don't need zoos, guys. You go to Yellowstone, you see the bisons, and every year we get the videos of the people getting mauled by bisons, which is one of my favorite fucking things ever. Because you deserve that. Mm-hmm. You fucking deserve that.
I love a video with a guy getting his arm crushed by an alligator.
Yes.
I love that video, that woman being mauled by that polar bear.
Like, a shark bit me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went swimming in the fucking ocean, dude. Like, duh. That is a risk that happens.
When the gorillas... yeah. Gorillas smashing up into glass and shit. I fucking love it, man.
The guy that pulls the cobra out of the thing and it gets bit, like, okay, yeah, you deserve that, bro. Sorry, but you do. Love it. Fucking king cobra. I would shit my pants.
Unless you're a horse, though, right, Dan?
Yeah, fuck horses, dudes. We're anti-horse.
Hey, you see one in the wild, dude? That thing will fuck you up.
I'm not fucking with a Mustang.
Bite you on the arm, dude. Tear you apart.
That's what I'm saying.
Those big, gnarly teeth.
Wasn't it like Free Willy where these people were jumping in with killer whales and they were getting bit and shit? And they realized that killer whales were fucking mean as hell. Like,
I think they killed trainers and stuff.
Because of Free Willy?
Yeah, like people in Alaska were like, oh shit, let's swim with Free Willy. And they were jumping in and they were getting fucking mauled and shit.
I vaguely recall reading a stat that killer whales won't attack humans in the wild.
Really?
I vaguely recall reading that because there's an awesome video on the internet of a killer whale coming up on the back of a boat. Like the camera's in the water behind the boat and it's like a reverse shot. And as you watch it, there's just nothing. And then this fucking killer whale is just keeping up with the boat and eventually catches the boat like out of nowhere. And in the comments, there being something about like, yeah, there's actually not that many recorded cases of them attacking humans in the wild. And then to Kron's point, isn't that what Blackfish is about? Mm-hmm. That the ones in captivity will fucking... There was one that killed like 6 trainers. And they just kept shipping it around to different aquariums. Because they'll grab the ladies like ponytails and fucking drown them and shit.
Oh, that's what they said, that they grabbed. It thought it was a fish and drug her under and drowned her. But no, that fucker tore her apart.
Yeah.
Keep putting them in these fucking waters. See what happens.
And there's actually, they have video of one of them. He keeps pulling the trainer's leg, like trying to drown him. And they have to distract him so he can swim out of the fucking thing in Blackfish. That's a pretty funky documentary there. Anyway, killer whales. It's not all Free Willy, guys.
All right. According to Wikipedia, orcas or killer whales are large, powerful apex predators. In the wild, there have been no reliably verified fatal attacks on humans. In captivity, there have been several non-fatal and 4 fatal attacks on humans since the 1970s.
I was wrong. So I guess we can swim with killer whales in the wild.
They're legit one of the most badass creatures, man. They will like...
I'm not fucking with that.
They will fuck with sharks. They will like kill shit and like play with them as like toys. They're awesome.
You guys know there's a movie called Orca the Killer Whale that is about a...
Save it.
Kron, we figured it was on your goddamn list. That's why we haven't talked about it.
Maybe you want to pick it for Erotic Thrillers Part 2.
Oh,
we pan up.
They're sexy as hell, dude.
All right. We pan up to the zoo office.
That shape.
They're discussing the new Panther that just arrived. They want to give it more space and get it some dental work, but which apparently doesn't fit into the budget.
John Larroquette.
Yeah, he's the suit here, right?
Yeah. You remember him, Kron?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
He's the suit here.
Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. He's in the opening of the Crypt Keepers movie.
Dude with a hammer.
Oh, yeah.
He melts.
Night Court.
Dan, I don't want to blow over the dental work they want to do on this Panther is to file down his teeth.
Yeah, Kron, you want to take a full-on sharp-ass panther tooth, or do you want to take a dull one?
I'm just saying,
you decide.
Fucked up. It's fucked up that a zoo is filing down the teeth of the animals.
I mean, you all will get a panther for Christmas. It's on the way. It's filed down, don't worry. Your other pets, good luck. All right, dude. The dude in charge, the suit here, John Larroquette, he wants to kill
What is the point, right? So the whole point of the zoo is to let people see these wild creatures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get there and you see a fucking panther with fucking veneers. Like, it's good. Like, what is the point? Like, it could just be a diorama at that point.
It's a insurance just in case it does get out and bite somebody. It's not going to kill them, but it's going to hurt. I mean, are they declawing it? Because I'm sure a panther could fucking kill a person with its claws, even if it had a fucking dull ass tooth.
I feel like even with dull teeth, its bite is going to be fucking insane.
Yeah,
that's true.
If anything, they just made your death a little slower.
It's going to hurt worse. All right, this zoo guy, he freaks out. He's like, we're not fucking killing any of these animals. They meet up with some other zoo workers. They say it threw up, and they found some pizza in it. And our guy here, he says, leopards eat pizza. They say he's a very healthy cat, but the suits call him a menace. We cut to that night. That night, we got our guy Oliver here. He's studying.
Shouldn't it be gumbo? Didn't he have gumbo the night before?
No, nobody likes the chicken gumbo.
He had to get a little snack before he went to that fuck house.
Oh, he did have gumbo. That's true because
that's what
Famali said it was
served,
it was gumbo. I'm surprised Cajun Kron hasn't came on here.
Oh, well, I was just waiting in the back for you to call my little name.
I'm so happy you're here. I just thought of you whenever I made this pick, and I just hope I make you proud.
Well, New Orleans is a
I've been saying NOLA.
It's a little bit of a melting pot, so I have pizza gumbo every other week.
Oh, so you're further out of New Orleans? You don't live in actual New Orleans?
Oh, you bite your fucking tongue, Lingerie Dan.
I'm sorry. No disrespect, sir.
I live in the heart of New Orleans.
Okay.
Oh, it's not too liberal for you?
Yeah, I figured, you're out in the bayou.
You seem a little red hat to me. Sorry.
I vote solid blue.
Oh. No matter who, huh?
Blue Parish, huh?
Mm-hmm. I vote for all alligators on the ticket. I write them in.
How do you feel about the representation of New Orleans in Cat People?
Oh, what a miserable fucking zoo. Terrible.
Have you been to the zoo in New Orleans, Cajun Kron?
I do not support the zoo. I live in the bayou.
All right. You like creatures in their natural habitat.
I live in a zoo every day.
That's your life, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You see a gator, you see a swamp dog, you see a...
Wait, what's a swamp dog?
I don't know what a monster dog is, Mom. What's a swamp dog?
It's a swamp dog. He's It's a
Is that just a
midnight.
monster dog from Louisiana?
It's a midnight creature that comes out and it can read your thought. It can
Damn.
steal your soul.
Shit.
This sounds dangerous.
What's a defense against the swamp dog?
Oh, you just hold your rosary tight and keep your eyes shut.
Does it just go away?
Yeah.
Okay.
It can't get you if you're not looking.
Okay, you don't have to play dead or anything. Let it sniff you.
No, you just close your eyes tight.
Remind me to get a rosary next time
Yeah.
we go to New Orleans.
Oh, and shut your eyes. It can still get you.
Oh, well. I will.
Do they give you a rosary when you get off the plane, like a lei in Hawaii?
Oh, they give you a set of beads for doing something.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You pull your pecker out at the airport.
Oh, shit. I
They
get a
give
lot of
you-
I get a lot of beads for mine.
They give you beads for peckers?
Oh, absolutely. We're free people down here in New Orleans.
I need to move down there. Shit.
Yeah.
I got a little mistletoe belt buckle on right now for the Christmas holiday.
I've heard those are quite effective.
Mm-hmm.
Cajun Kron, global warming, it's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
What's the toll down there on the bayou? I mean, you're already talking limited, dirt, like actual real estate. How's this affecting, real estate prices, animal migration? What's
Well, you take the good with the bad. I mean, the weather is getting worse, but you can get your fan boat going real quick. You're not getting dragged down through them brambles and bushes no more.
Oh, okay. That's a bright side then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Kind of like during COVID, I didn't have near the traffic issues.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
But the gators are getting bigger with the heat.
You ever ran over one of those with the fan boat?
Yeah, I was going to ask that too.
Oh, you going to hit a gator. You bound to hit a gator.
If you hit a gator from the back and it's like opened its mouth, will you like ramp up a little bit?
Somebody's heard a gator jumping. Now, I didn't know a couple Yankees like you.
You come around enough, man. I got to research a little bit,
Oh, we do
Gator jumping, huh?
every end of the summer, the big gator jump.
Oh, man. I've heard of jumping the shark, but jumping the gator.
Mm-hmm. I got a silver medal last year.
Oh, that's impressive as hell, man.
Congrats.
I'm eyeing that gold.
Okay.
Maybe this year.
Yeah.
I hope. Keep your fingers crossed and your eyes shut tight.
And I mean, as the waters rise and the gators get bigger, you're just going to get bigger air.
Yeah, more air.
Well, Cajun Kron, we're going to move on. If you feel at any need to come in through this hole, we're going to be in NOLA the whole time. So
just like
pop
me.
on in. Just pop on in if you feel we have misrepresented something. So
Okay.
I'm sure we will.
You're doing a terrible job so far, but I guess I'll just say etouffee day and etouffee bones.
Etouffee.
Etouffee. Cajun Kron, everybody. Proud Louisianian there.
Kron, you need some water after you've been incepted. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
It takes a toll, but,
It's still early.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got the guy here. He's studying what they say in the zoo exhibit. He notices Irina out there still drawing this panther. He goes out and confronts her. She runs away and she jumps up above the fence, but he still spots her and she comes back down. This jump is really easy for her. Something the normal human couldn't do.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
My vertical
try.
leap is unreal, dude.
We'll try. He asks what's going
They
on,
don't
what
have
she's
enough
doing.
boxes at the gym for me.
This was a chain link. You're not jumping.
Jump the gym.
Mm-hmm.
He asks what's going on and what she's doing. She explains that he scared her. And that,
What are you doing with that pencil and sketchbook?
They're all She claims that they're all connected to the animals somehow. She says she's drawing. She gets dizzy. He takes her into the office, and she says she forgot to eat, but that would make her feel better. She asks him if he wants to get some food, or he asks her if she wants to get some food with her. We cut to the
You want
local...
a little bit of this ketamine that we shoot into these animals?
Chill you out.
I can dull your teeth as well.
I hate to be sexist, but a woman saying, I just need to eat something and I'll feel better is the most realistic line in this fucking movie.
Yeah, at my house, it
Pack
goes...
snacks, dude.
What's wrong? Is it this? You hungry?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Are you sure? No. Well, I'm going to make a sandwich.
2 of them.
I'm going to make 2 sandwiches because, oh yeah, you do have 2.
Yeah.
So you got to make 2.5 sandwiches.
They hit up their local oyster diner because Louisiana, baby. He explains what his job is. She explains that she's looking for a job, but her brother's going to help her out when he gets back, but he's been gone for 2 days. He shows her how to eat an oyster, and he offers her a job at the zoo gift shop.
You guys ever suck down some oysters?
Nope.
No, it's something
You've never had one?
wanted to do. I've always wanted to.
They're pretty good.
I've never fully on. We went to a place in Tulsa that had them, and I was just like, I'm not going to eat an oyster in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That doesn't make sense.
I think I had some in North Carolina. They were like right out of the water that day. Fucking good.
Yeah.
I think they'd be all right. I had clams and shit. I mean, those are good.
You had glands?
Clams, Kron.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask what gland you were eating.
I got a gland for you.
Yeah.
What's the gland in
Kiss the
Fear and
mistletoe,
Loathing?
Dan.
Adrenochrome gland.
No, I think that's the stuff that rich people get out of babies or something.
It's pure adrenaline.
Like, you mean like the Clintons' baby blood?
Yeah. Aren't they always after adrenochrome or something?
The lizard people?
That's not a Paul Simon song?
We cut to the next day at the zoo here. They meet up. Oliver meets up here. Or no, Joe meets up here with the others. And they do a walkthrough with the animals. He's with Oliver. Joe's kind of his side helper. He hands over...
Ed Begley Jr.
Yep.
From Batman Forever.
Second appearance. Yes, sir. Well, we didn't cover Batman Forever, though. He heads over to see Irina at the gift shop to make sure she's doing all right. We come back to Joe. He's going through all his daily feedings for all the animals. We cut to Alice. This is Oliver's... I guess they're together. I guess they kiss. She meets Irina.
Well, it's like always... It's like on the cheek, right? It seems like an unrequited love sort of thing. Like she's into him and he's...
I think they're together, but like he's at work. They're at work maybe, so it's not... Like everybody knows they're together, but they don't...
I think she is really into him, but to him, it's the kind of girl where it's like, all right, I had too many drinks at the holiday party, so...
He can always go back.
Yeah, it's like... It's always an option for him, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah.
He's not just trying to keep her in the friend zone or...
No, he has other interests, and when that doesn't work out, he's like, oh, Alice. Let's call her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, she ends up meeting Irina and invites her out for a drink after work. She agrees. We cut to that drink pretty quickly. Alice and Irina get to talking, and she admits that she's a virgin. Irina does.
First time hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, I told you guys that whenever I first met you.
Well, we were 13 years old.
Dude, I was a virgin at 22.
When we met at 13, I told you I am not.
Right?
And
then you broke down in tears and we had to call Child Protective Services.
We hired you, that girl.
Mm-hmm.
You never told us what happened.
She was 47.
You took a shit in front of her?
She wasn't in the shit. She left. I ain't gonna shit on you.
No, you watch me
No,
shit.
just watch me.
Fuck that.
It's not complicated.
Yeah, she came back. She's like, y'all gonna have to pay me an extra $200. He wants a shit in front of me.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
God damn it.
I was 13
Kron.
years old. I didn't have it.
Fuck. I'm gonna have to mow like 19 more lawns for that.
I had to sell my Casey Jones action figure.
Oh shit.
Well, one of you better watch then.
This is not how you're supposed to do that.
Yeah. I put on
All
a
right.
dress and watched Kron take a shit. I don't get enough thanks for the shit I do for you guys.
Took one for the team. All right. Irina admits that she's a virgin. Alice, of course, starts to say, haven't you even come close? And she's like, yeah, I have. So she's like, tell me. She starts to tell the story of how she came close to almost having sex. But a woman all dressed in black gets up and says,
Cruella DeVille sneaks up on them.
she says, me, Harmana, which is like her sister, I think my sister, to Irina. And she gets up and leaves. So, you guys didn't watch the 1942 version of this film.
Virgin?
This is a
Version?
version.
The
This is a
1942
remake.
version.
Is she in
I'd
the
like to
42?
see that movie. The 1942 version. Take that, Judd Apatow.
Could be played by anybody.
So this is a major point in the 1942 version of this film. This happens in there. So he gives he redoes a few scenes from the 1942 version, but not many.
Are they just nods or?
It's pretty much just
Okay.
all right. Like, even Schrader admits, like, he wishes he wouldn't even call this Cat People, because it's not like a direct remake of the 1942 one. But this is in the original.
I should have called it Cat Persons. It's grammatically correct.
Catting about. Irina asks Alice what she said, and she says it means my sister. She finishes her story. She claims that the guy that she was about to have sex with had a large penis, so she did.
Yeah, it was me. It was me the whole time. I was dating Irina, but we couldn't do it. It was
Kron?
me. It was me. I beat you. I got a big dick. It's me.
Kron?
He got to the joke first. What are you going to do?
I'm
saying if you had a
know
rebuttal.
for a fact we both keyed in on that one. I was like, well, this will be a race.
For him, a joke. For me, a reality.
Oh.
It says Bones Kron, boner off. That's what my notes say.
Yeah. How many Mardi Gras beads can your boner hold?
None.
You can't hold one?
No, I'm
It's
not
a string
worried
of
about.
beads.
I'm there
dude.
to Mardi Gras. I'm there to look at some boobage.
Where are you
guys.
keeping your beads so you can throw them?
I'm not shaking this. I'm not shaking this willy. To
That's
get some
nature's
beads.
hook, buddy.
It's cyclical.
If there's a hook, you got a problem.
You got to give and get.
Oh my God! Look at that hook on that thing.
Mm-hmm. It's very gothic.
We cut to Irina. She's at work. She
See,
hears.
that's a 90-degree bend.
My beads are secured.
Not going anywhere. She hears the panthers roaring in the distance. Joe is trying to clean the cage. Irina just walks into the
Jesus Christ, this killed
into
me.
the fucking background here to where they keep the
gift
Panthers and
shop
shit.
clerk.
Yeah,
is
like,
in the
you
back.
don't have any reason to be here. Irina comes in. The leopard starts getting pissed off and attacks the cage. Joe calls for the electric probe, and he starts in with that. And the leopard manages to snag Joe's arm and proceeds to rip it off, which is pretty gnarly. Blood washes all over Irina's white shoes, which I thought was a pretty cool scene.
It's a good shot.
Yeah.
We cut to Oliver. He shows up to get a gun to kill the panther.
Did you guys watch Tiger King?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say, I think it's like the second or third episode that opens with that one worker getting her arm ripped off is fucking intense.
I don't even remember. We drank a lot of wine during the pandemic.
That was very early pandemic. But
And we were pretty drunk every night.
yeah, and I think in the interview, she even says, like, they could have saved my arm, but it would have been way too much rehabilitation, and she couldn't afford it. So at that point, she was like, well, it'd be faster if you just cut it off. I was like, that says
hardcore.
so much about
Society.
yes.
Well, that's like teeth, you know? Like, oh, I don't want a root canal. That costs too much. Just pull it out. It's cheaper. Kron just recently got his canines doled.
Filed down.
Filed down. Yeah.
Oliver
He
shows.
is half swamp dog.
That's true. We came up with a new dog tonight. Shit. Have a new category. Oliver shows up. He gets the gun to kill the panther, but when he gets there, the panther is gone, and there's just some gooey shit in the cage. All right.
What?
We cut to Irene.
Where'd that
She's
panther
arriving
go,
back
dude?
at the house.
Wait, so is the okay? We'll talk about. We'll talk about the goo later, I guess.
There's a
one
reason
particular-
for this.
Yeah. Okay.
Joe. Well, we'll get there. Irene arrives back at the house. No one seems to be home. She goes to her room. Paul walks in and said he was in prison. She doesn't ask any questions about that. She just tells him the story about what happened at the zoo.
New Orleans, huh? Crazy
Paul
place.
Locked up twice a month.
Paul says, yeah, I know. He tells her he knows she wanted to fuck Oliver and that she thinks that it's love, but it's not. She tells Paul to stop with all this talk. Paul says that they can escape what is happening and that he's waited for her for a long time. He tries to hug her, but she pushes him away. Paul says we can only touch each other because you're just like me. Irina says she is not like him. Paul says that the animals used to call her name when they were little. Paul says he needs her and tries to make a move on her. Irina says, you're not my brother, and Paul's eyes are changing into the cat eyes. Irina makes a sweet escape out of the second floor window.
You're not my stepbrother. This is inappropriate.
If it was stepbrother, it would have been fine.
I'm stuck under the coffee table.
Are you the babysitter?
Wait, Famali's in the other room.
Irina makes a sweet escape out the second floor window with a soft cat-like landing.
Right here in front of the panther cage? I don't know.
Paul follows. The chase is interrupted by the police. Irina says she's fine and heads back to the house as the cops investigate what's going on. Another cop pulls up with a dog that starts to go fucking insane. And the cops...
I think they hate cats.
Yeah. The cops start questioning Irina and Famali. They're in the house now. A cop starts asking Famali about the basement. Oliver from the zoo is at Irina's place as well.
Just official zoo business, ma'am. Don't worry. We've got to investigate.
The cop takes him and Alice down into the basement where they find a cage. The cop states that this is where the leopard came from. Human skeletons are found in the cage. The cop explains that Paul has been in and out of mental institutions his whole life, and he believes that he is a cat that has been killing, or has a cat that has been killing these people. They take Famali in.
Clearly, we're dealing with some kind of cat man here.
No, they believe that he has a cat as a pet. They don't believe that he is the cat at this point.
I was just going off your word mix-up, so
Yeah.
It happens.
This is where you need a Busey type to come in and throw out that crazy theory.
Mm-hmm.
I think the minister is a cat people.
The government is cat, not lizards. Cat. They take Famali in because they think she has something to do with it. We cut to Oliver. He's taking Irene over to his place so she could stay while all this is going on. He shows her room. Irene says that Paul can't be her brother because her brother would never have done any of these things. We cut to the next morning.
And you know he wants to bone her because he's like, yeah, you're right.
You can stay at my place.
Yeah, you're right.
It's my dark room, but here's a bed. We cut to the next morning.
We just saw a fucking chew cave in his basement. There's no way that's him that did that.
Human skeletons were there, but
there's no medical records of him in and out of psych hospitals claiming to be a cat. Yeah.
He's a Christian.
It probably wasn't him.
He's
No
a
way.
Christian.
You're probably right. You're so right. You're so smart. You're so good at selling gifts.
Don't forget.
I'll be over here, by the way.
$5 boneless wings at Applebee's this week
sorry,
for
you're
the holiday season.
Kron, we did it.
he's in.
He's in. That was it. All right, I'll email Applebee's.
Couldn't hurt.
You do need to start putting that in episode descriptions, actually. Brought to you by Applebee's. Yeah.
I'll start tagging them in our Instagram posts.
Yeah, let's start doing that and see how long it takes for a cease and desist.
I really want to cease and desist.
Oh, it'd be fucking awesome.
I really do.
We will never cease.
Like, you're literally just letting
That means
us
somebody's
do
paying
this.
attention.
You're literally just letting us do this.
You've made an enemy for life, Applebee's.
We cut to the next morning. Oliver and Irene are driving.
Every waking moment.
Looking at boats. Look at that boat. Hey, look at that boat.
It's a funny scene.
Guys.
My wife watched this and she said that's what it's like to drive around with me.
Really?
Yeah. Cut to the core.
Like that you're making the joke or that you're just so bland just pointing at shit?
I don't know.
Okay.
You can ask her next time you see her.
Because if she said you make funny quips like that while we drive, that would be a compliment. But if she's like, do you realize that you just point at shit and call it out while we're driving?
Hey, sometimes there's a cool tree or something. What are you going to do?
Oh, shit. Did you see that?
Oh,
This is a fucking Wienermobile.
Sorry, we're not sitting in silence.
My wife and me have a enormous record of seeing the Wienermobile. Like on the highway.
Dude,
It is insanely
I've seen
weird.
it a dozen times. It's weird.
Me?
There's got to be
There's just a fucking Wienermobile.
there's got to be more than one, right?
Me, I've just got an enormous wiener.
No, Kron, we're really talking about the Wienermobile, for real.
This is my big dick episode, Kron. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
let Bones
Let
have
me
the
have
big
the big dick this
episode.
episode.
No, the
Jesus.
listeners should know.
Guys,
Listeners should.
Oliver is driving the coolest fucking Toyota
hell
pickup
yeah.
here.
That thing is
God
bulletproof,
damn,
bro.
it's fucking badass. That's a fucking classic if I've ever
I
fucking
can't
seen
fit in it,
one.
but it's pretty cool.
It's tiny. I don't know if I can fit in it. But it's a great looking little fucking blue Toyota. It's fucking nice. This is, I think, before the T100 or any of that but this is 82, so they head out to the bayou together, and they stop to see Yeatman. He's the caretaker of the cabin that they're going to. They grab some bait, and they go crabbing, y'all. We get a very sexy shorts shot here of Irina.
Mm-hmm. That's a De Palma level framing.
We cut to a graveyard. Paul asks if he can take a picture of a lovely blonde lady in a red dress. We get a quick cut back to Oliver taking pictures of Irina. He starts to kiss her. She shies away. But she's coming back for more. We cut to Paul having trouble getting it up here.
Never had that problem. Not with my big giant dick full of blood.
You gotta have the heart to fill it.
I'll pass out
giant
first.
Heart.
I just pull my dick out and say, "Remember the Alamo." Cut to the next.
Died that day.
Cut to the next morning. Irina wakes up and she hears something outside the fishing house. She goes outside. She starts walking around through the bayou here naked. She starts seeing all these freaky looking colors, starts to freak out a little bit. A pink rabbit. She sees a snake. And then all of a sudden she goes after the rabbit.
Is that how cats see? Is that what that's supposed to be? Like she's getting feline vision?
I feel like he took a more artistic view of it, I guess, maybe.
I think that's what he's trying to represent.
I mean, he is, but I think he added the color as more, because usually it's like a negative. You could see like a heat. You know what I mean? I'm sure I don't know how cats fucking see. I don't
think cats see like the predator, Dan.
You know, maybe it's right. I don't know. Maybe Paul Schrader knows more than us about cats. We cut back to Oliver's house. He wakes up, turns on the light, and sees Irene naked, covered in blood. She immediately says, "Turn off the lights," and says, "Don't look at me." We cut to Paul. He's waking up in his bathroom floor. He eats some of the loose skin that's hanging around.
He's all greasy when he wakes up.
He looks around the room, which is destroyed.
That's what I wanted to ask about the goo. I took it as, like, in the fuck house, that was like a hairball.
That's what I thought, too, at first.
Yeah. So then, in this one, when he's covered in that goo, is that, like, the fluid with which he, like, breaks in and out of? Because when...
I think it's when the
scene
change
later.
happens.
Yeah. Is it...
But I also took it as that's... After he kills, he goes back into human form, but that wouldn't make sense with the hooker because it had already happened. He turned into the cat.
I think it's just.
I think they turn into the cats when they go into heat.
Yeah, I think
when they get horny.
When they get horny, they turn into cats, and they can't change back into humans unless they kill something.
Yeah.
So, I think that's
But I think in my mind, I'm just going to stick with it being a hairball.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
I thought it was just some goo that formed during the transformation process.
Easier to
you
slip
said
out of the
he
skin.
like doesn't he take a bite of the one that's like on his stomach?
Oh yeah, he rips it off and eats.
Yeah, and then so I didn't know if that was like, is that meant to be of the lady out there? I
think it's his.
Set up the rules here, Schrader.
It's just pure protein from the transformation.
Okay, yeah.
Give him a little bump to get home, you know. He looks around the room, which is destroyed, and of course our girl that he was with is dead as a doornail. And gentlemen, this is where we go change the litter box. Welcome back, everybody, from that wonderful promotion of Burps and Gaps, the new podcast coming soon. If you're still hanging with us, we are going through Cat People from 1982, directed by Paul Schrader. We got live cats. We got New Orleans.
A depressing zoo.
Just every zoo's depressing.
A childlike woman.
We got
Swamp dogs.
discussion. Swamp dogs. We got a discussion about killer whales.
Housekeeper totally fine with her owner. Jesus Christ, with her boss being a
129.
No, I misspoke. She's like fine with murder, I guess. That's what I was getting at.
She's just doing her job. Okay.
Own a housekeeper. That sounds stupid. Hopefully. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
She's just doing her job.
Misspeaks happen, people.
Especially all the time.
Super late by 3 people
Laundry
that
Dan.
should not be broadcasters.
Podcasters.
Number 1 misspeaker right here, buddy.
No, Laundry Dan doesn't know how to talk at all. So I'm surprised you guys haven't kicked me off the show yet.
I love the way you say drawling and apocalypse now. I love it. I smile every time you say it.
Apocalypse. Now.
Now, damn it.
Apocalypse now. All right, guys. We cut to Detective Brandt. He's telling Oliver and Alice, there's just been another murder, and we need you to figure this out for us because we're terrible cops.
We need the zoo task force on this. We need the best guys.
Get in here and look at all these dead bodies.
Get the zoo on the phone.
He tells her she was
The bodies are piling up in the streets.
They said she was
The mayor's
probably
up my ass.
He says she was probably a tourist. We're referring to the lady that Paul just killed. Not sure why he's showing the people that work at the zoo the murder scenes, but
I don't know.
guess
She
they
seemed
have more
pretty
power.
comfortable with his downtown area. You know what I mean? She was.
Oh, there's a weird part here
She was helping.
where the cop is like, he picked her up in the cemetery. It's like, how does he know? How's he know that?
Her Facebook posts, maybe. I don't know.
Heading to the cemetery.
Burying mom.
Yep. She took a selfie in front of Nick Cage's. What do they call it? Not gravesite.
Memorial?
Well, he already has like his burial site in New Orleans.
One of those above ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he just hasn't been buried there yet?
No.
Obviously.
He has a few more lives left.
You think he laid in it to see if he'd fit?
Oh, yeah, he definitely Bela Lugosi'd it.
Yeah, this will work. Oliver pulls up to his place, and Irina is trying to leave. He stops her and tells her that he loves her. Irina asks, what if we couldn't make love or sleep together? And Oliver's like, I'm cool with that because I'm in love. This is also a...
And I'll just bone Alice, so it works out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Alice could be my whole. You can be my heart.
Oh, you saved it with sweetness.
Yeah. This is also a theme in the original 1942 version as well.
Oh, I think there's a part in this conversation where he's like, I'm 34. It's over for me. Like, I'm all washed up.
He's not wrong.
Did you guys feel good, though, that we all look better than he does? So.
Yeah, but we're not successful actors.
No, but we look pretty good for our age.
Somebody asked
Thank you,
how old I
modern
was.
medicine.
I was like, I'm 37. They're like, I said, I don't look it, do I? They're like, no. You look like you're like 28 or so. And I was like,
Fuck yeah.
I'll work with that. Used to be 25. Now I've noticed it's like closer to 30. I was like, it's still, I'm closer to 40, but you know.
I would say I look
I'll
my
take it.
age, but good for the age. Kron is the one that can pass for
15.
20. Yeah.
No, thank you.
You shave that mustache. You're getting into free at Disney World, dude.
Just where I've always wanted to go.
We pan up a tree to see that Paul is peeping Tom on these two talking.
Isn't it a bummer that at no point in the movie does Paul go, "I'm a cat man"?
There might be a deleted scene. I'll tell you what, if you won't ever get the Blu-ray for this movie.
No.
But if you do watch the Malcolm McDowell interview, he is drinking some coffee while he is
milk
talking.
out of a saucer.
No. He's drinking
still
some
in
coffee,
character.
and it looks like a beaker from a fucking science lab. And it's like fucking huge. And he has it like down to like this much. I'm like, was this dude did he drink all of that? Like, I don't know. I'll send you a picture.
Isn't it what? Don't they make like a French press that you can drink out of?
It looks, because you
that
can
like
see
locks
the
at the bottom, and people will drink out of the French press.
Maybe, but it's like it comes down and like out, but it also has a handle. I'll send you. I have to send you a picture of it.
You know what? You know what needs a handle?
What?
My big ass Johnson. You got to check this thing. Ain't no carry on. They put me down there with the dogs.
Big wiener. Guys, we cut to Oliver, and what else? A helicopter. Did we hit all three movies?
Is there one in Body Double? I don't think there is.
Was there? I thought there was one in Body Double. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we hit the last two movies.
We have hit on sex being recorded in all three.
Mm-hmm. I guess Body Double didn't have
think
one.
in the Jade episode we went on about how like he's the best helicopter pilot so far because he lands, delivers the people, and takes off.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the bit.
The bare minimum.
Yeah.
Well,
He wins by default. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We don't see this helicopter land. He's helping the cops search for the Panther here. The cop in charge is pissed off. He asks Oliver how long is this going to go on.
Some guy from the zoo should be doing this.
They've said they've set up traps, and they still haven't captured this thing. And the cop wants more.
Did they try a laser?
Oh, like a laser pointer?
Pointer?
Yeah.
Sit around the woods.
Little
We'll see what we get.
String on the end of a stick.
Yeah.
Little feather. Oliver punches this dude, but apologizes immediately. Does not get arrested. I don't know how. We cut back to Allison grilling Oliver over how he's obsessed with Irina. We cut to Irina at Oliver's place on a stormy night. She's laying in her bed, and all of a sudden, Paul just breaks through the fucking bedroom window. I'm a cat man. He spills his guts, telling Irina to save him, and she can stop all the killing just by sleeping with him. Paul explains that their parents were also brother and sister as well. And Irina says she's not like him.
It'll be over if you just please.
It's all I've ever wanted.
I mean, he is trying to stop him from killing people, in a way.
But he explains it in such the creepiest way. Like, did he even try begging? Did he even try, like, I know this sounds gross, but
I mean,
what's worse?
He tells her how
killing
it is.
tourists in cemeteries?
I've used that line.
A few times. Paul says,
"Can I buy you a drink? I'm going to kill the tourists tonight unless I get laid."
Want to join me? The end of that? Paul says Oliver wants you because he fears you. He says Alice and Oliver are made for each other, and that's the way they'll always be. He picks up some she picks up some broken glass and says, "You leave me no choice." She moves in on him and tells him that she will go with him, but she cuts him in the hand with some of the broken glass, and she leaves the room. Paul then turns into our panther here, so he is a panther. We cut to Oliver and Alice. They show up at his place.
Which means he's horny as hell after getting his hand cut.
I mean, he is pretty much asking her to sleep with him, so he came in horny.
What, this is nothing. This doesn't matter.
I can't just break through a bedroom door.
Try harder than that,
horny.
bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm just regular Dan, I'm not breaking through that door. But if I'm horny Dan, I'm breaking through that door.
Your Honor.
Oliver and Alice, they show up at his place. Alice starts making some coffee.
I was not of sound mind when I entered the residence. That was horny Dan. He should be standing trial.
Not me.
The man before you is regular Dan.
Not horny Dan. It worked. He got off.
I'm starting to change.
No, I didn't get off. Now I'm horny Dan.
I'm about to approach the bench, Honor.
Oliver goes to Irina's room. He hears some glass shatter. Goes into Irina's room and finds an almost changed Paul. As Paul approaches Oliver, he's crawling on the ground, and he does change fully into a panther here. Oliver does his best to fight off this panther. He tells Alice to get the shotgun. He kind of moves around the room. He lifts up the mattress so the panther doesn't get him.
There's kind of a funny part where he's like, go get the shotgun, and Alice runs down, and she picks up a lamp to break the glass to the gun case, but at first I thought she was just like, this is all I could find.
Will this work? Alice then bursts in and blasts Paul.
Hell
who
yeah.
is a panther here with the shotgun out the window.
Alice is cool as hell.
Irina walks up from outside in the rain and she screams as Panther Paul there lays dead. We cut to Oliver taking out the dead Panther Paul out of the refrigerator at the zoo morgue. He starts to cut him open. He slices him all the way up. And wouldn't you know, out pops a human hand and just some green smoke starts erupting from the
Was he
cat carcass here.
full of poison? I mean,
No idea.
He does start coughing.
The tongue sticking out of the dead panther got such a fucking laugh out of me.
He was out.
I don't know, but just that hat. It was my favorite part of the movie. When I did the rewatch, I was so excited. I was like, oh yeah, he's getting ready to pull that fucking dead panther out.
Well, he does lay him on the table,
yeah.
and the head just like hits like super hard on the table.
It's the perfect amount of tongue exposure. I don't know. Side story. First watch of this movie. This is when my cat threw up in the dining room. Thought it was quite fitting.
maybe it hated what it was looking at.
Yeah.
It was a movie about cats. So.
The bummer is I always have to have that quick calculation of, did my wife hear it? Can I just sit here?
I don't have to do it.
No, I would never put that on my wife. But I'll put it on the dogs. If I just sit here long enough and call one of the dogs and maybe throw like something over there, one of the dogs will eat that. You know, and I just have to deal with the stain. I don't have to pick up
the actual chunks.
Yeah, because Bruce drops mad chunks, dude. Like once a week. we even have rocks like in his food to kind of slow his feeding. And then just once a week, he it's fucking gnarly, man.
Step 1, stop feeding your cat rocks.
Give it more olive oil.
I wish it was a rock because it would come out easier to clean. Yeah. They're like, like fucking bullshit craft, like rocks that you would put around like a candle that says hope or some shit,
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, exactly. Kron, does Bean?
Not too bad. Not in a while, luckily, but I feel like she always does it it'll be like 3 a.m. and then it's like, oh, where the fuck is it? I think when I woke up, I heard it in this room. That's the hardest part about it, is just tracking it down.
Wish I had your life.
We had the loudest gunshots ever that we've experienced in St. Louis last week. At about 3 a.m., it was pop, 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 pop. I counted like 5. Sam says she was like, it had to be 6 or 7.
You hear that, babe? That's a Magnum.
Dude, it was, right, it sounded like it was in our backyard. And I was like, what the fuck is that? My phone lights up and it's my neighbor. And she says, did somebody just bang on your door? And I was like, no, I think those were gunshots. Next morning, I text the neighbor that lives behind me. I was like, dude, did you hear gunshots at 3 a.m? And he sends me screenshots from his Facebook messaging with the rest of that street, because they like all hang out and drink beers and shit. And it was like, hey, did somebody just shoot, like unload a gun in your yard? Like we would have swore we heard somebody running through your driveway. Later in the day, my neighbor texts back and says, oh yeah, it was like on our street, there was a carjacking and somebody shot at the carjacker. And I shit you not, the house across the street got hit, had fucking bullets. Like, so the cops were here like all day measuring shit and taking photos and interviewing people. And she was like, yeah, I told them that you like heard the gunshots too. I was like, God damn. So
fucking snitch.
Yeah, dude.
Bitch. Fucking send that shit over to my house.
Yeah. So I kind of live in the shit, man. It's pretty cool.
Dude, sounds like you need to get a Glock for Christmas.
So I put it behind glass and then I have to use a lantern to break it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bushwick.
Oh, man.
The body then disappears of this panther. We got to Irene. She's meeting Famali at jail. Irene asks what she's supposed to do with her life now that all this has happened. Famali tells her to live as she did in jail, or don't live like your brother, pretty much. He lived alone and never loved.
So Famali's in jail because she's compliant in the murders and shit, right?
Yeah. Or
working
maybe they
for
might be
Paul.
holding her, maybe.
Okay. But they
No trial
allow
yet.
Irina free because she's only been in town for a week.
Yeah, I guess because she was visiting.
Doesn't that seem sort of suspicious?
I guess she just got there. She don't fucking know Paul that much.
You would think that there would be more push on her. Like there would be 1 or 2 more scenes with the cops sort of interviewing her. You know?
Maybe there's a deleted scene where Famali's like, yeah, I did it. I took those people into the basement.
I ate them.
Is that what the chicken was?
Nobody
That would've
likes
been
the gumbo
cool.
chicken. Pretend the world is what men think it is. Not sure what that means. Pretty good line, though. That's her advice. And then
What do you think the world is, Dan?
As a man?
Yeah.
From what I take from that line, I guess it's the world is your oyster, right? You know, just
put a little lemon on it, let it slide down your throat.
Horseradish,
Eat
little
it,
hot
baby.
sauce.
Do what you can to it. Have a good time. We cut to Irina at the train station. She says, "How far can this get?"
I don't
me?"
want to talk about what I think the world is. So just
Kron, what do you think the world is?
Oh, I don't know, but this is a man's world.
Bones?
I think it's all just an illusion, right?
Bong.
We're all just a blade of grass, man.
Yeah, man. I don't think it's a simulation.
I mean, we did get yelled at this week for saying Sorcerer is better than the Matrix.
I didn't say that shit.
I did.
I don't know if I haven't
I
decided.
did.
You
I
did.
did.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where I come down on that. I think
Sounds like you got a weekend project.
I think I'm on a side that Matrix is better.
Okay.
If only because you guys already say Sorcerer is better, so Sorcerer wins, right? Like it has the majority, so I'm just
Pretty much.
raising my hand to keep it. The benefit to Sorcerer is that it doesn't have sequels, which reduce
Dap it down.
Yeah.
It should.
No, it shouldn't. It's perfect. There's been
So the
another
world-
oil explosion.
We got to send this. We got to send the zoo crew down there to
Figure it out.
the best team we have.
David Caruso as well.
Oh hell yeah!
All right. Irina takes the train to Richmond.
Get Dom on the phone.
I guess Virginia, right? Irina dozes off on the train. And we go into a fantasy here of her in the desert from the beginning of the film. She sees Paul. He explains their origin. A long time ago, our ancestors sacrificed their children to the leopards. The souls of the children grew inside the leopards until they became human. We were gods then. We can only make love with our own. Otherwise, we transform, and before we can become human again, we must kill. He takes her to the tree where all the leopards are from the beginning. One of the leopard calls her by name, and she comes back with mother. And the leopard says, "You must return." We cut to Alice. She's
Kind of a cool Northman thing with the tree there, right? Like,
yeah.
remember that movie?
I started it the other day, but I haven't finished it yet.
Don't lose your beans.
That's the Lighthouse, Kron.
Yeah, it's the same guy, though.
Tell me, how long have we been on this rock? What a comedy.
Hysterical.
It really is.
Womack.
You piece of shit.
Alice is getting
That's the Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alice is getting her jog on in the park. It kind of looks like Panther is stalking her as she's running. But we get
I thought her form was pretty good. She had like a midfoot strike there that I was kind of impressed with. You know, early 80s people were, you know,
in shape.
well, I mean, jogging was still relatively new as like a general exercise, late 60s, early 70s. So I was impressed with her midfoot strike there because, you know, everybody thought thick padding was the way to go, and it is on like endurance runs. But, you know, now the science is pointing to like a more minimal, unless you got a high arch, you need that arch support, maybe like a mid cushion.
You need those socks with socks for your toes.
Yeah, and GGs.
Custom toe socks.
You need that toe splay.
and Casey Jones action figure.
And a giant dong.
It's not the panther that jumps out. It's a cute dog. Hey, pet the dog. Everybody loves dogs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
dogs
them
are cool. Cats are shit.
It's about cats. She heads to the pool. She's going to take a dip. The lady says we're about to close.
What is
said,
this?
I'll be real quick.
Yeah, she's like, you got 5 minutes. I couldn't get
So you got
changed
5
out
minutes.
in 5 minutes, let alone
She
get
does.
a swim in.
You could.
She undresses Kron. You seen
damn.
it? Yes, she does.
I'm just saying, what kind of swim is that? Like,
She does hear a growl.
It's just a quick dip, baby. Just a cool
Quick
off.
dip to cool off, baby. You know, that hot New Orleans heat.
Oh yeah.
She jumps in. She does hear a growl. She
Beautiful
jumps in.
pool, by the way. Beautiful.
pool looks good.
This is another scene from the 1942 version as well that was included in this film. The lights go out. She hears some growling. She starts to freak out. She's alone in this pool. Then all of a sudden, Irina appears and she asks about Paul. And then Sandy, the lady that was at the beginning, or the little clerk at the beginning,
Lifeguard?
walks in. She wasn't a lifeguard. She just ran the place. Walks in and kind of asks what's going on.
You don't think that she got certified as a lifeguard?
I mean, maybe she did, but I don't know. What I do know is that her name is Barry Brenderson. And this is her last appearance in a film because she retired after this to focus on her family and her children. She would end up dying on Flight 11 on September 11, 2001.
What?
Yes.
Wow. Holy shit.
So a sad ending there for Sandy. R.I.P. That's wild, huh?
Yeah, I'm not going to make my Baywatch theme song joke about her always being ready. That's a bummer. Okay.
Yeah, that's when I read that one, I was like, oh, shit. So she comes out and she does give Alice her clothes and they're ripped to shreds, which is also featured in the 42 version as well.
Was it more of like, hey, throw these away? Like, get these out of here? Clean up your mess?
Who's this bum that left these fucking clothes in here?
Yeah, what did Alice wear out of there?
A trash bag? I'm sure there was enough, like,
Bikini bottom she had on.
Sweats.
Something from the Lost and Found?
She's like 3X sweatshirt.
she's like, we don't have any shirts, Alice. Here's some beads. Everybody will know what you're doing.
Yeah. Luckily, it's Mardi Gras, so you'll blend right in.
You can walk around topless. All right, we cut to Oliver. He's back at his place doing some darkroom work. He had some pictures of Irene and the Panther here going on. The phone rings, but when he gets to it, it's off the hook. He puts it back on the hook, and it rings again, and it's Alice saying that Irene just followed her, and she thinks she wanted to hurt her. And whenever she was at the pool, and as we're talking here, Irene walks into Oliver's place. She strips as she walks upstairs, and Oliver, of course, follows. Irina gets into bed. They make some love. Irina gets up after making some love. She goes to the bathroom.
Whoopee, Dan. Jesus, use the technical term.
Love. Notices she's bleeding. She tastes it. Gets a little freaked out.
What the fuck was that? Is that
Yeah, I'm not sure. She was a virgin.
a virgin? That's what I was thinking. Okay.
I don't know why you would taste it, but okay. She washes it and goes and lays back down. Irina starts to transform into a panther here, which is pretty sweet. I thought looked pretty all right. Kron?
She kind of turns pretty unattractive in the middle there.
She attacks Oliver, then jumps out the window. She scares some motorcycle cops. Very freaked out. Alice shows up to get Oliver. They go out looking for Irina. They find her on a bridge. She's surrounded by cops and the fucking media.
Did you notice that one cop stops him
and then lets him
lets him go? Like it's not like
they're with the zoo.
They're
with the zoo.
Yeah, but nobody says like they're clear, let him go. It's like the staging was you're supposed to like slow them down and then let them go, and it cuts really weird.
I think he says like, oh okay. They're with the zoo, dude. You gotta let them through.
Official zoo business. Stand down.
Irina is in panther form here. She's pacing back and forth on the bridge. She leaps into the water.
Shoot her.
The cops start to open fire.
Shoot her.
Why did they wait until she jumped into the water? It's like, just shoot it on the bridge if you're going to do it. I mean,
yeah.
No, has ever seen a panther.
Tell the guys on the other side to take cover, and one side just fucking open fire.
No, if you're good cops, you can all stand in a circle and shoot into the middle.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Ninja 3 taught us that.
Oliver has a thought here, and he heads back to where he thinks he can find her. And this is the fishing house that they went to earlier on. He parks his sweet-ass Toyota truck, and he rows to the fishing house. He starts looking around, and all of a sudden, Yeatman just falls out of the tree dead. He goes into the house. And
how miserable would it be to have a house that you have to take a boat to?
I mean, it's kind of cool. Because no Mormon is going to fucking tread the waters.
All right. Throw that in the pro column.
All right. No Mormons.
Let's start listing off some cons. I get the urge for a Reese's Fast Break.
Stock up, bro.
I can't be a Quick Trip in 5 minutes. Like, you got to really want a fucking snack.
By the way, I did see the Reese's potato chips big cup today.
Oh, bro.
And I almost bought it, but I was like,
gotta. It's the holiday season, bro. It's time.
I looked at it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, nah, the cashier's going to think less of me.
Even I had the mental thing of like, oh, this weekend, I'm good. This weekend, everything, I don't give a shit.
I bet if you
I'll start back Jan 1.
If you live on the water, though, there's probably like a little, stilted convenience store that's just a 2-minute fan boat away.
All the fish you can eat.
Yeah, fuck that. I want a Reese's Fast Break, man.
Throw your line in and naked ladies killing rabbits out in the bayou. Like, come on. Pros. She said she killed Yeatman. She is in human form.
Oh, no shit.
She did kill.
Guilty as charged.
She admits it. Ask Oliver.
That was Cat Irene, Your Honor.
Not real Irene. Irina. She asks Oliver to free her by killing her. Oliver says he does not want to do that.
What did she say? I want to be with my people. Let me be with my people.
She asks Oliver to make love to her again so she can live on her own.
That's
like
right.
her people.
In a zoo.
So she undresses. Oliver ties her to the bed and makes sweet love to her. We cut to the zoo the next morning. Or not the next morning. This is later on. Oliver is there. Allison asks him some questions and she kisses him again.
He should have had like a beard,
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I think so too. Or at least it should have got like 3 months later or something. Come on, Paul.
It should have had something where like she scratched his face, and like left like a scar, and like it's either healed or he has a beard now to cover the scar. That would have been a cool little.
No beards on the zoo crew. This is a serious outfit.
I don't understand why you would tie her up, how she wouldn't get out of those when she turned into the panther.
Yeah, her wrists are going to get a lot smaller.
Yeah, she's going to slip right out of that.
The only way you're going to keep a cat down is to wrap it in a blanket.
That's true. Or spray it with the spray bottle.
That's how you... Fuck. Rattle a Sprite bottle with rocks in it.
He's pumping away. He's like, all right.
Just misted her in the fucking face.
She's like, stop. I'm not a cat yet.
With a little bit of lemon in it. They hate this.
Why is there a litter box over there? Well, I don't know what you're going to do. Just don't do it in the fishing house, please. Oliver heads out to the zoo exhibits and he checks out the new Black Panther that they have, feeds it, pets it. We get a freeze frame and some Bowie music starts playing. End credits. Gentlemen, cat people.
There's a part at the very end where he kind of like walks up to the panther cage and there's a lady that's like looking at the panther. I wanted him to be like, pretty beautiful, huh? You know, I fucked that big cat.
Getting 10 out of 10 on that one.
You ever fucked a guy that fucked a cat before?
Freeze frame, Bowie music plays, end credits, Gentlemen, Cat People from 1982, directed by Mr. Paul Schrader. You want some research?
Hit us.
I've hit you with a lot tonight. Released April 2nd, 1982, with a budget of $12.5 million and a box office return of $21 million, guys. It was a success. As we went over earlier, Mrs. Barry Benderson, rest in peace, died on 9/11. What a terrible way to go. John Hurd almost turned it down because whenever he read the script, he thought it was a porn. I think that was probably research on all three of these movies that we did.
You ever seen a porn before?
Hey, you watch porn? Anybody notice?
Bones went me his DVD.
Scene 3.
I need that back, man.
On Oliver's nightstand in his place, there is a copy of Mishima, a biography. That would be later directed by Mr. Paul Schrader. A Life in 4 Chapters, I believe it's called. Highly rated movie by him.
Was Paul Schrader mad about it?
Right, Paul Schrader. No, he fucking
Schroeder from Peanuts.
Paul Schrader. This was at a time when RKO wanted to remake all the old monster movies. At the same time that this was going on, John Carpenter was directing The Thing from 1982. That was a failure, of course. And I think they did what? Creature of the Black Lagoon as well. But then after this, they decided they weren't going to do that. Our quote here from Lynn Lowry. She played Ruthie, which was the stripper or the hooker from earlier. Basically, I think Paul wanted to get a shot of every woman's tits in the movie. It was either him or the studio, not sure, but somebody wanted it. Every single female outside of Ruby D in the movie has a tit shot. That's what she said. She was very pissed off about it.
Not from Ollie.
Paul.
Is that Ruby D?
It's never the ones you want.
I did read that Paul did have a relationship with our main actress here. And I guess something came up that she said she fucked all of her directors that she worked with. Yeah. Not sure how that worked. So I don't know how true that really is. But apparently he was in love with her and was going to propose to her on the night of the premiere, but she never showed up. So I don't know how true that really is.
Go with me here. 12 angry men, but there's one lady. And I got just the actress.
It's like, yeah, you wrote Taxi Driver, but I don't know. But that's all I got, guys. That's it. Cat People. 1982.
Cat People.
Cat people. Are we ready? Are we ready for America's favorite game, the internationally famous Rate My Letterboxd? Rate My Box!
Wake me up inside.
Dan, what's the average Letterboxd user rating?
Guys, at the time of our review for Cat People from 1982, directed by Paul Schrader, our Letterboxd user rating is sitting at a 3.1. Give it to me.
Kron, you want to go?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know. I'm just going to say a 2.5 for both of you.
I'm going to go a 3.0 for Dan and a 2.5 for Kron.
Yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with Kron here. This is a tough one here. I think I'm going to go a 3.0 for Bones. I'm going to go a 2.0 for Kron.
All right, guys. Cat People by Paul Schrader. I honestly want to say, like, the worst part about this movie is just that it's kind of boring at the end of the day. Like, it's a movie about people that want to bang all the time and turn into cats, and somehow its runtime of 2 hours felt like 3.5 to me when I was watching it. There's just kind of long sections where not much really happens. I don't know. It's a cool idea for sure. Like, nobody's terrible in it, but I don't know. It just doesn't do much for me. I do think your guys' selections for erotic films somewhat failed to hit the mark, but we can dissect that later if you want. I think at the end of the day on Cat People, like I said, it's kind of right down the middle for me. Not terrible, certainly not great. 2.5.
I do think this movie is too long for what it contains. I think this could be a much sleeker 90-minute flick.
Sleek one.
Quite boring at times. I think the performances are good for what they're working with. I unfortunately have an issue with the childlike nature of Irina. She's too simple-minded, seems mean, and innocent seems not harsh enough. And that delivery comes off as exploitative at times. It made me very uncomfortable with some of her subsequent scenes, and her shift to apex predator is a little jarring because of that. In a movie called Cat People, I thought that there was quite the lack of cat-like behavior with the cat people. I think you had ample opportunity for, you get the little hop from McDowell. I would have liked to have seen, like, there's very particular cat behavior that most people are aware of, and some subtle hints like that. I mean, I don't, it doesn't need to be in your face, but just like we were saying, like the slash to the face, everybody who owns a cat's been fucking cut by their cat at some point or slashed. They clean themselves in a weird fucking way. They're really fickle, like there's aspects of cat behavior that could have been incorporated a little bit better. The Bowie song is an absolute banger. It is much better than this movie. I had a really, really tough time with this movie. I am a 2.0.
I fucked this shit all up. Guys, I like cat people. It fucking blew by. Doing the plot on this was like, shit, I'm already done. I could have watched another 30 minutes. I thought the two actors were pretty good. Two people that I believe would be cats. I think he didn't add a lot of that because of the more, I don't know, you got to kind of believe they're humans as well. I mean, you can't just have Irina coughing up a fucking hairball like midway through the movie. But I don't know. I liked it. I thought the effects were good. I liked a lot of John Hurd's shit. I thought a lot of the reviews I read were like he was miscast. I thought he did a great job. Could have used a little more McDowell, I thought, for Paul. But yeah, man, I thought this was all right. I didn't have a problem with it. Blew by for me. I didn't mind watching it on the second time around. This is a 3.0 for me. So. Once again, I'm 2ing it from you guys.
Dan, like your point about like them not adding some cat stuff, and I thought maybe you were going to say that it was it did seem like you were really trying to ride this line of like being sort of grounded as you could be in a movie where people turn into cats. But the opening to me makes it so fantastical that if you don't come back to it in a way that I you don't bridge that gap to it, you know, like to the point by the time you get to the actual shift, I think you could have added some more. You could have peppered in a little bit more cat-like behavior. But I do agree with you. I think John Hurt is good. He does seem, I think miscast isn't necessarily fair. To me, he's fucking Kevin McAllister's dad. So to see him boning is so odd.
They had to bone to make Kevin.
That's true.
Yeah, they had like 8
They had a lot of kids, yeah.
All right, guys. Cat People would have an average rating from the three of us of 2.5. This would end up at number 59 on the big list. It'd be right below Convoy at 58 and right above Brain Smasher, A Love Story at 60.
All right, when you're ready, I got Rate My Letterboxd scores, Kron.
I am ready.
Dan got a 0.5. You got a 1. And I got a 2.
All right, well, that settles it. Bones, you would be leading off the review show with a 16.5. I would be second with a 15.5. And Dan, a respectable 13.5.
It's been a while since I won.
Rigged.
I mean,
start getting that speech ready.
Might be our last rewind, so we'll see.
It's not the last rewind.
We should probably go out on top. Well, there is one thing we've got to do. I always forget to do it. It's the end of your category there, Kron.
That's all she wrote.
Marry meow.
Is this where you want to berate us some more about not picking movies that were erotic and or thrillery enough?
Just don't know if there was enough like sex appeal, enough twists and turns. Jade was kind of flat. It just, and everyone seemed to hate having sex with each other.
There's no erotic thriller out there you're going to find where people are enjoying sex.
Yes,
because it's
It's in the first third of most
in
of the
the
movies.
end. In the end, it's all terrible.
Yes, you pay a price for enjoying that sex. Jade shows you that payment.
Yeah, it's just
sooner.
that, though. And cat people is just a... I don't know.
You don't have any merit to talk here. Greasy, grimy, slimy.
Hey, I already know what
failed on all ends.
Revenge 5 will... It's already set in stone.
Oh yeah, he picked fucking Jason Goes to Hell for that, right?
It is slimy.
Not really.
I think I was on your side then, but if you're now complaining about our erotic thriller choices, I'm gonna reevaluate that one.
That's why we need a review show.
This is the joy of the category, is that it allows people to stretch out and reach.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to entertain the argument that these selections were not erotic thrillers. And I think you picked a good erotic thriller. While I didn't like it, I think it is it's fun within the confines of the erotic thriller.
It's fine. Give it 6 months. You guys will come around.
It's just kind of... It's less an erotic thriller and more a movie about being mean to animals.
It's about making love to animals. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's a kink for some people.
Yeah, dude.
I guess.
Anyway, what?
I guess I shouldn't view eroticism through my own lens.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Yes, let's get to fuck,
outta
marry,
here.
kill. I got mine.
Let's hear it.
I'm marrying Jade, I'm fucking Body Double, and I'm killing cat people.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I'm fucking Body Double, I'm marrying cat people, and I'm killing Jade.
Wow. I'm going to pick your own movies. I'm, of course, going to marry Body Double because it's far and away the best film of this lot. I'm going to fuck Jade and kill cat people.
Listen. Jade's got a motherfucking car chase in it, dude. Ain't no way.
Moving at a mile an hour.
There's more enjoyable lovemaking in cat people than there is in Jade.
It's bestiality, bro.
He's got you there.
They were humans at the time.
All right, what are we doing? Are we picking a category? Did we decide on that before we started? Are we unveiling anything? Or are we waiting?
Who's got the next category?
I think Bones.
Yeah.
It's up to you, brother.
You want to throw it out there just for the sake?
I mean, I can always start research. I mean,
yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. Well, should we wish everybody a happy holidays, Merry Christmas?
Happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate, we don't give a fuck. But
you can
enjoy your time off of work.
Hit us up in the Discord. You can search for us, find the link via Twitter, Instagram. We're there. We'll engage. How do you guys feel about the year? This will be our last episode of the year. You feel pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
We had over 6,000 minutes of content.
You're welcome.
Created this year. Maybe what fraction of that is listenable, enjoyable?
I'd say 3/4.
A fourth if you did a supercut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I was a little bit tighter on our edits, if I lived by my own rule.
I think that bonus Gaps and Burps episode should be dropping soon, though. So
that'd be pretty cool.
I think we did all right. I think we got bigger plans for season 2. We got some stuff in the works. So,
Brother.
bringing in some guests.
Oh, brother. It's going to get bloated.
So,
We made some excellent friends along the way.
yeah, I think year 2 has been
Year 2 of season 1.
year 2 of season 1.
We learned to walk. All right. Maybe next year we'll learn to talk.
I don't think that's happening for me. I'm only getting dumber. But yeah, I think we're all right. I think we'll give it another year, and then we'll have a discussion.
Cool.
Kron, I love you.
I love you both.
Bones, I love you.
I love you both.
And I hope you guys have a beautiful holiday season. And crash and burn. Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Welcome, folks. It's the last after showers of the year. Consider this that walk of shame following that crazy New Year's Eve party, or maybe that one awesome burp following a delicious Christmas dinner. You're filled up on goose. Nothing quite like a goose burp.
Brewster's Millions.
Jesus Christ, dude.
God. Tasted goose.
Did I saved a story for the show and then couldn't. I was like, well, I'll save it. Maybe I'll work it in. I'm gonna tell you guys here. So, Alamo Drafthouse, opened yesterday. As of this record, yesterday was the first day of showings at the Alamo Drafthouse in St. Louis. I have been waiting for this for 4 years. Extremely excited. Of course I was going to go day one. Debated, what was I going to see? What did I want to watch? After watching Cat People, I kind of wanted something like kind of dumb, kind of easy. Didn't really want to have to think about it. So it was between Triangle of Sadness and Violent Night. I thought, hell, it's the Christmas season. Let me grab 2 tickets to Violent Night. The person I had extended the invite to, they had to back out. So instead of like refunding it and worrying about all that, I just went by myself and said, you know what? I'll have a seat next to me. This will be great. Of course, there were going to be first day jitters. There were going to be some kinks with these waiters. I'm not sure what you call them. Ushers that serve food in the Alamo. It is a dine-in theater experience. We're still in COVID.
What do you usually call the people that serve you your food?
A waiter, but I felt weird saying a waiter in a theater.
It's more of an usher.
Yeah, it's a weird hybrid
Alamo,
sort of scenario.
least.
Yeah.
I thought you usually just called him boy and kicked him.
I'll just say bitch.
Well, there's an usher element because you come in and you sit down and they say, can I see your ticket, and make sure that you're in the right spot. So your engagement with them first is that of an usher. Anyway, despite what some people say, we're still in the times of COVID. And I would hope that one of the takeaways from that is not getting 6 inches away from people's faces. My usher / waiter did not adhere to this rule and immediately got within 8 inches of my face to say, I don't know if you've been to an Alamo before, but we don't really talk. This will be the only time I talk to you. I about 5 or 6 times had to give him a thumbs up, like in between our faces, and try to push him back. Like, yeah, I got it. I made it about halfway, or we all made it about halfway into Violent Night before the theater lost power So right as the movie started to get like, all right, it's starting to like pick up because it's basically fucking Home Alone meets Die Hard with fucking Santa Claus. And the whole time you're like, this is fucking wild. It was starting to get like kind of good. I had difficulty getting my Schlafly Pale Ale. They kept trying to bring me a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. And I finally wrote and underlined fucking Schlafly Pale Ale and handed it to somebody. So yeah, the power completely dies in the theater. They go on to emergency power. They come out and they say, we're still trying to figure out what's going on. We'll hopefully have the movie back on in a minute. People are standing up and walking around the theater and talking and sharing popcorn and talking about the movie. And for 35 minutes, power comes back on. The movie continues, but there is no video. It is audio of the climax of the movie just playing at full fucking blast. Ushers come back out and they say, guys, we're still trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm thinking, just fucking press pause. Like it's a digital projector. Press pause. 15 minutes later, they come back out and say, all right, we have rain checks for you. So they basically dropped the hint of like, get the fuck out of here. They say, all right, we're going to bring everybody their receipts. Like since we have power, we're going to try to process these real quick. People are like, so you're not going to start the movie back over? And they're like, no. And their thing was like, well, why didn't you tell us this fucking 30 minutes ago? So it took about 20 minutes from the time that they said they were going to bring their receipts out to the time I actually got my receipt. I had to argue and say I didn't actually order a Sierra Nevada beer, and I never got my Schlafly beer. So it was an absolute terrible experience, and I'll treasure it for the rest of my life. It was great. I can't wait to be able to watch more movies at the St. Louis Alamo Draft House.
It'll get better.
It'll get better. Full movie.
Yes, that's true. I did have a weird thing where they gave me a rain check, and I thought, well, I technically owned this seat next to me, so shouldn't I get 2 rain checks? Mm-hmm. But trying to explain that to my usher 6 inches from my face, it was kind of difficult. So I ended up paying $30, and now I have a free ticket. But so, Dan, I can't wait for you to come up to St. Louis and watch a movie with me.
I think I'll wait a little bit. Get those kinks figured out.
All right, I already flipped a coin. Kron, you don't have to worry about it. I have 2 categories left. I know what our category is. You guys ready?
Yeah.
We start the year off right, guys. This category is called The Bond Is Not Enough. 6 incredible men have played James Bond, but they've also been in other movies. That's what this category is. Just pick a movie that features an actor that once or did or also played James Bond.
The Lawnmower Man.
Yes. If you remember in the Lawnmower Man episode, I said this won't be the first like Pierce Brosnan movie or something. I kind of slipped up and you're like, yeah, duh, this is the first. But I meant to say it won't be the only. So I am going to ask, don't double up. So I think the order goes myself, Dan, Kron. So Dan, I'm leaving you the more open field. Kron, you're going to have a little smaller of a field afterwards, but I'm going Pierce Brosnan. Going to 1992, a movie called Live Wire. Are either of you familiar with this bad boy?
Don't think so.
I have to double check here.
Don't recall either of you having it logged. Danny O'Neill is a bomb disposal expert assigned a case where terrorists have developed an invisible liquid invisible liquid explosive, which is activated within the human body.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
Pierce Brosnan, Ron Silver, Philip Baker Hall. We will have to rent this bad boy. We've been on a killer streak about that. We got a lean 85-minute runtime here. So it's some part of Q1. Come back, listener, for The Bond Is Not Enough. Pierce Brosnan kicking us off. Live wire from 1992.
Your body is 93% water. No one is safe.
Bones,
Yeah.
I'm seeing more than 6 people that have played Bond.
Oh, I was thinking like the particular run. Yes, if you consider like Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Like the first Casino Royale.
David Niven.
Yeah. We're going to stick to
Multiple movies.
the more traditional canon, we should say.
So you're talking Craig, Brosnan, Connery, Moore, Dalton, Lazenby.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for forcing me to clarify.
I just didn't want to come in with my hot Niven pick. And
Right. So that leaves you, I mean, just, yeah, Lazenby's been in other stuff. Just fucking wipe him out. Don't stress yourself. Stick to the other 4. Dan, and then Kron, be prepared to stick with the 3.
I'll see what I can dig up.
Okay. This is one of the first ones that I came up with. I thought, what's a way to get a Bond in here without getting a Bond directly? And
well, thank God we got Lawnmower Man in when we did then.
fan favorite.
Hmm?
People are loving it.
Good app. Good app. Go check it out.
All right. You guys good?
Yeah.
Should I cut that Alamo story?
No.
Nah.
Leave it in.
Leave it in.
Okay.
Join a Discord. Follow us on Letterboxd. Email us if you want to ask us a question. Or get on Discord and ask us a fucking question. Rate and review. Helps the show.
It just makes us feel good.
Yeah.
We're just Holly Berry and Monsters Ball, man. We just want you to make us feel good.
Well, we're getting BF'd by...
Would you call that an
Heath
erotic
Ledger?
thriller?
There's one erotic scene in there.
I don't think I've seen it.
I should have chose Brokeback Mountain, apparently.
Guy I wrestled with in high school. He watched Monsters Ball with his girlfriend's family.
Oh.
The mom rented it like, wait, it's an Oscar winner, so we thought we'd throw this on.
Tough 15 minutes there.
Yeah, the scene goes on for a while. All right, guys, start thinking. It'll be a few weeks. We're gonna have a break. We got a 5-star banger coming up. The Thing, right? Speaking of The Thing. We got possibly
Perfect.
the last rewind for some time. We're cooking some other stuff.
For a little bit, at least.
Yeah, we shall see. But love you guys. Hope you have a good holiday. Maybe we'll see each other. Who knows?
I'll see Kron.
Yeah.
I know that.
I'll be in for 3 days, so let's make it happen.
Plenty of time. All right. Well, we'll see you on the other side, listener. Cyberchrist lives.
Go fucking iceberg.
Long live the zoo crew.
I'm only getting dumber.